I'm a chiropractor and clinical nutritionist here at the Health Connection, and I've been doing this for about 20 years. I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us here tonight. And tonight is the first of many series that we'll be doing. Our next series will be coming up. We don't have an exact date yet, but we'll send out email and text to let you know. And the topic for tonight will be detox, what it is, why it's important, and why everyone should do a detox. And feel free to ask questions along the way as well. Let's get started. This is a cell, but now we're going to draw Dr. Garza's version of a cell. So this is a cell. We have about 50 to 72 trillion cells in our body. And on each cell, we have receptors. See how beautiful that is? And on these receptors, this is where our hormones and neurotransmitters bind to allow that cell to function correctly and do its job correctly. If that cell functions correctly, you in turn feel well. Now, what happens when the cell membrane becomes inflamed? Or when toxins come in and bind on these receptors and don't allow our hormones and neurotransmitters to bind? Or they enter into our cell and fill our cell with toxins. Well, now that cell is sluggish, can't function correctly, can't do its job correctly. So if that cell can't do its job correctly, you in turn don't feel well. These cells are individual powerhouses within our body, and the cell can dictate how healthy you feel and not healthy you feel. And the reason why I start here is because we're going to learn about things that cause inflammation in our body, and we're going to learn inflammation's not always bad. There's a time and place for inflammation, but when toxins build up in our body, this is a constant inflammation, and we're going to talk about the havoc that that does for our body. Thank you. Here are some things we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about who can be affected by toxins. Well, virtually everyone, right? And you may have heard toxins in the news and just in general. We're also going to talk about toxins, where do they come from? Also, reasons why you should start a detox cleanse program and what to expect during a detox program, and why you should consider doing the standard process 21-day detoxification cleanse program. So we're exposed to toxins every single day. If you breathe, eat, drink water, you're exposed to toxins. Our bodies were designed to help eliminate these toxins from our body, but our body can sometimes be overburdened from these toxins that our body cannot function correctly, hence the inflammation, hence the malfunctioning cells. So where do toxins come from? Toxins come from two places, endogenous and exogenous. Endogenous means that our bodies produce toxins. Yes, our bodies produce toxins, but we have organs of elimination that are supposed to neutralize these toxins and get them out. Well, some of the toxins that our bodies produce are free radicals. Free radicals are when the individual powerhouse, our cell, produces energy called ATP. They produce free radicals. Our liver, if functioning correctly, produces antioxidants to neutralize those free radicals to eliminate them from the body. Another toxin our body produces is ammonia. That happens when our body breaks down protein. One byproduct is ammonia, and our liver and kidneys, if functioning correctly, should eliminate that toxin and not allow it to build up. Another one is carbon dioxide. Now, we all have to breathe. So a byproduct of that is carbon dioxide, and if our lungs are functioning correctly, our body should be eliminating that. Now, this comes into our environment now, which is exogenous. And once, remember I said they're everywhere. Some places are obviously in pesticides and insecticides. If you have a very nice green yard and you use insecticides or pesticides there, the air we breathe, water we drink, also many preservatives. So processed food, fast food, pre-made food, flavored drinks, those are full of additives and preservatives. Some of the products we use to clean our house, cigarette smoke, and dyes such as dyes on our clothes, dyes in our hair, fingernail polish, and certain personal care products. So your shampoo, conditioners, gels, lotions, deodorant, perfume, just to name a few. Those all have toxins. And then, of course, heavy metals. So what is one toxin that most of us consume on a daily basis and may not even realize it's a toxin? Any guesses? No, come on. Fluoride. Good, but even more common than that. Sugar. It's everywhere. Sugar is everywhere. So I'm going to kind of help you decode this map here a little bit better. So the white to the blue, that's obesity. And then the white to the red, that is diabetes. Now, when the blue and the red come together, they form purple. And that's the connection between obesity and diabetes. If we go to 2004, we see the map doesn't have much purple. There's more whites and light blues. So there's some obesity, some diabetes, but they're not necessarily connected. As we go through the years, we see a little bit more purple. Here we are in 2019, and there's a lot of purple. So obesity and diabetes is connected. But this goes from inflammation because sugar is a toxin. Sugar wreaks havoc in the body, especially the liver. And our liver is our primary detox organ. Now, as we go through, I'm going to talk to you and tell you how important the liver is and why we should take care of our liver, because the liver does a lot of functions in our body. Toxins can enter our body through our skin, remember what we put on there, through our lungs, what we breathe, and through our gut, what we eat or drink. Now, if our organs are functioning correctly, our main detox organs are our lungs, our liver, our kidneys, our gut, and our skin. Most of us think our detox organ is just our gut, right? So when we think of a cleanse, we think we just have to make sure my gut is moving correctly and I'm having bowel movements and I'm good to go. No, it's more than that. Now, when we say we eat food, goes into our gut, our body digests it and eliminates it. We should be having bowel movements daily. Now, if we're not having bowel movements daily, if we're having them once a week, once every 2 days, that is not a good thing. Our gut then becomes very toxic and full of toxins because those toxins are not leaving our body. So our liver, remember I talked about how important that is. It's our primary detox organ. Anything that enters our body that's a toxin, our liver must neutralize that toxin. Now, it dumps it into the gut to be eliminated. But the liver is so smart, it actually does over 600 functions in the body. And if we were to remove a third of the liver, it could grow back. That's how important and resilient the liver is. Now, that liver is so smart that it says, I can't dump toxins in the gut because the gut's not moving. It's just going to add more to it. So it dumps it into the lymphatics. Well, if the lymphatics are backed up, because the gut's backed up, every organ system has lymphatics. And lymphatics in our body is the source system of our body. That's where toxins go to be eliminated, right? So it says, well, I can't dump it there. Let's go someplace else. So one of the places that it can dump it is your brain. Do we want toxins in our brain? No, because when toxins start accumulating in our brain, we start having foggy thinking. We feel like there's just a veil over our eyes. Problems recalling, short-term memory issues, cognition issues. We're just not on point, and that's toxins building up in the brain. Toxins can also build up in the joints, and when they build up in the joints, that can cause pain, inflammation, and stiffness. And then they can also accumulate in your fat cells. Now, remember I did that funny picture of the cell? If they accumulate there, that cell can't function correctly. So you, in turn, don't feel well. So we want to make sure that our skin, our lungs, our liver, our gut, and our kidneys are functioning correctly to get those toxins out of the body so that we feel well. Now, what causes a sluggish gut? What causes our gut to be backed up and full of toxins and not having bowel movements daily? Well, it's called the SAD diet, which is the standard American diet. Unfortunately, most of us are consuming a lot of sugars, the bad fats, a lot of grains, a lot of processed prepackaged food that's easy but full of toxins and chemicals. We are not consuming enough vegetables, fruit, good fats, and dairy. And obviously the good fats. So eating this bad stuff, once again, is going to cause inflammation of the cells, which is going to slow down your gut, which is then going to cause toxins to back up. Now, let's talk about the liver. The liver is amazing and resilient and does so many things in our body and must neutralize every toxin. Our liver goes through 3 phases of detox. When a toxin enters our body, our liver neutralizes it and turns it into a water-soluble toxin. But that toxin is more toxic than when it entered in. So phase 2 of the liver neutralizes that toxin even more to make it water soluble so that it can be eliminated through the urine or bowel movement. But if the liver is inundated with toxins because we ate too much sugar or we were just overwhelmed with toxins, or it's missing the nutrients that it needs in order for phase 2 to work correctly, phase 2 can't work. So that toxin that's more toxic now circulates around the body and wreaks havoc on your body, hence making you feel not well. So what are some symptoms that we can have if our liver is not functioning correctly or we have an accumulation of toxins? So some symptoms that we can have when toxins overload our body is we can have digestive issues, a lot of bloating, gas, irregular bowel movements, not having a bowel movement daily, joint pain. Remember the mental clarity thing that's not so clear because toxins are building up there. We can also start craving sugar and carbs and just bad food. We can also be very tired and not sleep during the night. Waking up at 2 or 3 in the morning is a telltale the liver's not functioning, or having to wake up several times during the night to go urinate is another telltale that the liver's not functioning correctly, that needs extra support. Skin issues. Our liver is our primary detox organ. Our secondary organ of detox is the skin. So if the liver is overworked and can't detox, it's going to go to the next secondary organ, which is the skin. Hence rashes and irritations is toxic buildup in the liver. And then low libido as well. We're going to talk about Standard Process. Standard Process is the vitamin line that I've been using for about 20 years. And this is their farm. They are in Palmyra, Wisconsin. They're a certified organic farm. They've been around since 1929. They grow majority of their crops, and what they do is they take that organic crop and turn it into whole food nutrition. Their commitment to whole food nutrition is so important that it starts with the soil. So we're going to take a little journey from seed to supplement with Standard Process. So the seed gets planted into their nutrient-rich, dense soil, and then that seed then absorbs water and nutrients from that soil. Fiber and water are essential for growth. Then they take those crops, all the crops, meaning the root, the leaves, everything, and convert that into a whole food concentrate. That is then used to make their whole food supplements, which then nourish our body when whole food nutrition or whole food eating is not enough. We need extra support. And they do it right there on the farm. As soon as they harvest, it goes right into another area, and they convert that right into the powder there. We talked about the 21-day cleanse. We're going to talk more about what exactly is a 21-day cleanse. 21-day cleanse is a great way to reset the body, right? A lot of times we have tons of symptoms. I have a headache. I have digestive issues. I have joint pain. I have poor memory recall. A detox is a great way to start improving the health of the cell. And as the health of the cell improves, overall symptomology in the body starts to improve, and then we can fine tune after that. But this is a great way to cover a lot of areas and a lot of issues that may be going on to the body because of toxic overload. So let's talk a little bit about the purification program. So the purification program is a great way to support your liver, your kidneys, your skin, your lungs, all of our detox organs that are meant to function optimally to remove toxins in our body. It also helps support your gut and your immune system. It's a great source of protein because of the shake. There's lots of protein in there and lots of vitamins and minerals in there as well too. The body knows what it needs to do to detox. It just needs the proper guidance, meaning the proper nutrition to allow it to function correctly. And there's an elimination diet as well. And we'll talk about what needs to be eliminated in order for this cleanse to function more optimal. But one big side effect of doing the 21-day cleanse is weight loss. That is not our goal. Our goal is to get you healthy, but majority of people notice a lot of inch loss, especially around the waist. But that's not our ultimate goal. When we are inflamed, our body hoards onto water because there's a fire, right? And so it holds water because it needs to put that fire out. So right away, you'll notice a lot of weight loss because the body's like, oh, I'm not inflamed. I don't have to put out a fire. So when you get on the scale, you're going to see lots of weight loss, right? And then you're going to plateau. And then this is where people get frustrated and go, oh, great, it's not working anymore. I'm giving up the things I love and I'm stuck here. But what you're going to notice is you're going to notice inch loss. The scale may stay the same, but what people say is, clothes that couldn't fit me now fit me, because we're going to have redistribution of fat and you're going to build muscle more easily. So pretty quickly. The office did it in January, and we had some people lose as many as 10, 15 pounds. This is what the products you'll be taking while on the 21-day cleanse. You'll take a supplement called SP Cleanse, another one called Diaplex, GI Adsorb, and you'll do a shake. Ideally twice per day, once in the morning, once in the evening. You get to a point to where you're like, I'm not hungry, because we're eating food that nourishes the body. As we eat food that has nourishment, our appetite or hunger goes down. But we need to drink these shakes because that provides the vitamins and nutrients that we need. Now, you also have a choice on the shake to do chocolate or vanilla, and each shake serving has about 10 grams of protein as well. And these are some of the ingredients that are in there. We're going to look at a couple other unique ingredients that are in our supplements here. So Spanish black radish is an amazing vegetable. It helps the liver through both phases of detox, and it helps with inflammation as well. Another one is alfalfa juice powder. That one is chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a great blood detoxifier and also helps with inflammation and antioxidants. Helps the liver produce antioxidants that neutralizes the free radicals that our cells produce. It's all working together there. And then beets. Beets are an amazing, one of my favorite vegetables, but it's an amazing vegetable. Now, if you don't like to eat it, totally fine, because it's in our supplements, right? And this helps the bile, it helps your gallbladder and your liver, and helps keep the intestinal tract lubricated too because of the production of bile. And then we have buckwheat. Buckwheat is amazing. It has antioxidant and helps with vascular health. This is just a snippet of what's in the products that we give you during the 21-day cleanse, because we want to support the body and nourish the body. When you're on the cleanse, there's a couple of things that we're going to have to eliminate from your diet. Alcohol, caffeine, tobacco, processed or refined foods, sugars, grains, and dairy. So what can you expect during the cleanse? Well, we'll have increased energy, clearer thinking. You're going to be able to sleep better. You're going to sleep through the night. You're going to have increased urination and bowel movements, clear skin. People are like, what are you doing? You look great. Less joint pain, and the side effect being weight loss. But our ultimate goal is to keep bowel movements moving daily, support the liver, support our detox organs, and just remove the nasty toxins in our body. So there's other places that toxins linger, and this is where you can control some of these toxins in our home. So one thing is converting our plastic containers and replacing them with glass. Plastic has a lot of toxic chemicals in there, and also what we call xenoestrogen, which they act as hormone in the body. Also, a lot of candles and the scented things that you plug into the wall, like Glade or Bath and Body Works, those are full of toxins, and finding a better alternative. There's also a website called the Environmental Working Group, ewg.org, and you can go on there and type in what you use, and it'll rate it on a toxicity scale for you and make recommendations of ones that aren't as toxic. And then some of the cleaning agents that we use in our house, those are also full of toxins. These are some alternatives that you can use, but there are other out there that you can use as well. And then a lot of the fertilizers and pesticides, Roundup, things like that are full of toxins. You can go to the EPA website and they'll tell you there more about their toxicity. And then just general exposure when it comes to smoke, tattoos, mold, trying to eliminate that as much as possible. Sometimes we have to live in a moldy house. That's our only choice. But if we can eliminate exposure to certain things, that would be great too. So we're going to take a look at a study that was done. It consisted of 28 adults between the ages of 25 to 77. All these people had high lipid panel, high cholesterol, LDL, HDL, you name it. So they went on the standard process 21-day cleanse. And after 21-day cleanse, when they redid their lipid profiles, their cholesterol levels improved, their triglyceride levels improved, and their LDL levels improved. Now, this was just in 21 days with changing the diet and taking supplements to support the body, to detox the body, right? A lot of times it's the foods we eat that causes inflammation, which affects our lipid panel. That's another topic for another day, because I can go on and on about cholesterol as well. And this right here is a testimonial of a person who did the SP cleanse and how she was very hesitant at first, didn't want to do it, and then finally decided, okay, I'll try it. And usually the biggest thing people don't want to give up is their coffee, but it's really the sweetness in the coffee or there's sugar. And after doing it, she felt better. So let's do a quick little recap. Our 21-day cleanse consists of an elimination diet, and during 21 days, you will be taking these supplements. Now, our detox or 21-day kit comes with all the supplements that you'll need. So you'll have 2 shake containers, you'll have all those products, you'll have a guide booklet, and you'll also have recipes. It's an online book with different recipes so that you have suggestions and ideas for you to cook for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then you'll have your initial consultation with me. This is where I can tailor it because everybody's different. It's not just follow this. You're different. Everybody in this room is different and has different dietary needs and has different needs. And then I can fine tune it even with the dosage and what to eliminate and what not to eliminate.